Stampin' Stampede Stamp with Pauline, and today what I thought I'd do is I showed a picture on the Facebook page about the supplies that you'll need to create a card, and today we're going to make this card casing straight from the catalogue. It's on page 23 from the Daisy Lane stamp set. So what you'll need is some Seaside Spray base card, and we're just going to fold that in half. Just move all my other things out of the way, fold that in half, and then what I've got here is a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and the measurements of that is 8.5 centimeters by 13.2, 13.3, so just a little bit over. Take your fingernail and just gouge along there just to distress the edge. You could even use your bone folder if you want, just to give it a little bit more, but I do prefer my fingernail. We used to have a distressing tool a long time ago with Stampin' Up, but we don't have that anymore, so just give that a good gouge with your finger just to distress the edge. Alrighty, that then gets stuck down onto our Seaside Spray card, so it goes onto there, and I'm just going to use Tombow glue for it. So pop it down, and then on top of that we have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and the Whisper White cardstock, I've measured it to 8 centimeters by 12.5, not quite 13 centimeters. So with this, what you're going to do is take your Mossy Meadow ink pad and your Daisy Lane stamp set, and pop open, grab the stem out of that, and we need 2 leaves. Just remove that backing off that. So just tap that into there. I wanted to see how dark this was. I didn't know whether or not it was actually stamped off or not, but we're just going to go with it. So we've got one there, and then we have one going in that direction. All right. So then what we do is taking some scrap Whisper White cardstock as well. What you're going to do is take the mini daisy stamp, and I haven't used this one, so we'll just use that. And using the Melon Mambo ink, open that up and then pat into there, and we need 4 of these. And then we're going to take the punch that goes with this, and we're going to punch out those daisies. Just thought, with all this talk of coronavirus and all the stuff, I thought, oh, let's go on and do some card making, because it's always nice to do something. And then our last one onto there. Alrighty, and then what you need to do is use the mini glue dots, and just going to take my paper piercer and take a mini glue dot and stick the mini glue dot down to the other one, and then another mini glue dot onto the other one, and then just offset it so that you can see both of them petals coming through. And then using these little tiny embellishments, that's going to be the insert, so you just remove that rubber backing from the back there. So those off. And then using dimensionals, we're going to raise up the flowers. So take 2 little dimensionals off here. Alright, so then what we do is we actually stick this Whisper White piece that we've stamped our bit to. That's actually just going to get glued straight down onto here like that. So just give that some Tombow and just offset that so that it's not so symmetrical, I guess is the idea that they want with that one. Alrighty, now I don't have the ribbon that is pictured in the card, so I'm actually just going to use some burlap, and I'm going to use the tear and tape for this. So just grab some tear and tape, and my burlap is a little bit big, so I will need to trim that down. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and fold this over in half like that, and that will actually get the point to there. And so that's it there, and then do the same with the other side, and then tear and tape onto the back of the burlap, and then just smush it down a little bit so you can remove that back side of the tape. It's a little bit tricky with the burlap to get it off. Okay, alrighty, so then what we're going to do is just have that just ever so slightly there. Alrighty, and I've got a piece of crushed curry, and what we're going to do with that is take the embossing buddy and pat it over our crushed curry, and using our Versamark ink pad, I'll just give this one a clean using the stamp cleaner, so that'll get that clean. So I'll just do that. And then using the Versamark, what we're going to do is ink our word friend up. Now the other thing I don't have is any Whisper White embossing powder, but that's okay. That's the advantage to card making, is just use what supplies you've actually got. So ink up that word friend, and will I have enough room on that side? I think I'll go this way. So popping the word friend there, and like I said, I don't have any Whisper White cardstock, embossing powder. So what I'm actually going to use is some of the gold embossing powder. So I've just got a little container here with some embossing powder. So just tap that off, and the advantage to using that embossing buddy is just so that the gold doesn't stick anywhere it shouldn't stick. So just close that up before you use your embossing buddy, your heat tool, just so that you don't get anything heated up that you're not supposed to heat. And I'm just going to close the ink pads as well. Alrighty, so it might get a little noisy. I'm just going to zap this with the heat tool, so give me a second. And what you're looking for is that change from that dull to that shine in words. So you see there that we've actually now got it quite reflective, so I can see that there's no no pieces missing. Alright, and then what we're going to do is just cut that. So just grab the trimmer and give that a little trim. So it's probably about 2.5 centimeters. So I might go a little bit closer, so about 1.5 centimeters for the word friend. So I've just narrowed that down like that. And then what we're going to do is get your snips, and to create that banner look on the cardstock, if you come up into the center like that and then snip off to the sides, you'll actually create that banner look, and then you can just sort of neaten it up. So that then creates that. And then from the other side, we're going straight. So, oops, there we go. And then, so that now goes on top of here like that. So that's our little word friend. So we'll add, I like to actually use the foam strip for this part, and that's because I want it to go on either side of the burlap ribbon so that it actually doesn't stick to the ribbon and rather sticks easier to the cardstock itself. So just grab yourself some of the foam strip, or you can use the outer edge of your dimensionals. So just grab some of that and just use these scissors to cut that, and then cut that in half again. So I'm popping one piece here right on the edge of that side, and another piece right on the edge on that side, and then if all goes well it will stick and hopefully be on the other side of my burlap. So far so good. Alrighty, so we've got that down. The next thing we need to do is attach our 2 daisies that we have punched out. So one goes on here like so, and one goes on here like that. So I'll just bring that one down a little bit. Alright, so I think we have managed to case the card. So yeah, hope that helps and hope you like it, and good luck. Bye!